on, everybody? It's the Dynasty. Trey Blaylock right here on burnoutmedia.com. You're tuned into The Fixx. And yeah, I apologize, everybody. Carah is actually not available. No, just kidding. Carah's on the line right now. What's going on, Carah?
Hey, what's going on, Trey?
Yo, yo, yo. Without further ado, I've already told all the listeners I'm going to do this. So let's just go ahead and knock this out. Let's not make this awkward. Will you marry me?
Shoot. I'm gonna go have to gracefully decline, only
That's
because I am taken.
That's very rude of you. No, I'm just kidding. So,
Rude!
so you said you're taken. Is it a very how long have you been dating whoever?
3 years?
Oh, right on. Wow, wow. Quite a few callers were saying that you were single. So I don't know why they lie to me like that, but yeah. Well, let's just go ahead and jump into this interview with the juicy questions. Everybody's been wanting to hear what you're all about. So my first question for you is, what inspired you to become an artist, to go on this journey of yours?
Well, I would say from the beginning, probably my grandfather. But it was basically, it started with like my parents, like, hey, why don't you try this? And they put me in a bunch of different classes, dancing, acting, whatever. Singing was like, ever since I was 6, was like my favorite thing. And then when I got to perform, when I was little, I got to perform in like a show choir. And we used to perform at like the Ronald Reagan Library and stuff like that. And there was something about being on stage that was like so incredible for me. And I knew I would do it forever. I knew that there was just, and as far as like writing, and I've always wrote lyrics and poems, and there's just something about the expression of throwing that all in with music that's so special to me, and that's just kept me going.
Awesome, awesome. My favorite question that we always ask anybody that we come on onto the show is, we always hear about most bands and artists' first show being total train wrecks. I mean, like their first show. What's your memories of your first gig?
Well, I mean, first gig, I don't even remember, but if we think first gig with Shiny Toy Guns was probably, I remember wearing this awful white dress, like short dress, and I remember, and I only did this like 3 times ever at all the shows. I for some reason forgot 3 times, but I put on red lipstick, and you just can't do that when you sing the way I do and you perform the way I do. And I got off stage and I look in the mirror and like the entire lower section of my face is just smeared pink. I'm like, oh God, like, worst mistake. And then that, and the fact that I was so out of breath because I was just so excited. It was like my first, our first show or whatever. I was so out of breath on every song. I think it was like that for the first week, actually, unfortunately. But those 2 things are like the only thing that I remember, aside from probably forgetting lyrics, even years into performing with the band in the same album.
Yeah, I have a horrible memory too. I actually I'm a singer for a horror punk band, so I kind of relate with you on that one. But your new project is called Versant, right?
Actually, it's pronounced Versant, but we say Versant.
I kind of related it to croissant. I was thinking, it's probably alike. Why not? Let's call it that. How's it pronounced?
Versant? Oh, it's technically, it's pronounced Versant, but we say Versant. I'm not gonna lie, it was an accident, and we started saying Versant. But that's how in Sweden, that's how they would pronounce it, Versant, like that. And it sounds way cooler. Not gonna lie, it's way better.
I agree. I will have to agree with you on that one. But how did you decide on that name?
Well, basically, process of elimination. There was a couple, wrote down 5 possibilities, narrowed them down. It just made the most sense. I mean, the biggest definition of it is the side of a mountain, but the one that caught my eye was kind of like knowledge in or experience in, and it's like, yeah, I'm starting over, but it's kind of something it's not my first time doing this, and I feel like, I don't know, the knowledge in or experience in, I kind of liked that. It was just fun. Really, again, it just sounds cool. Kidding.
Nice, nice. I actually think it's a rather cool name. Ladies and gentlemen, you can call in right now. We're getting a rather large amount of callers right now, so if you want to call in, go ahead and try to call in. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a call on the line right now, I believe. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
Anna, Salt Lake City.
Oh, Anna. What's your question for Carah?
Well, I wrote a profile essay on her for college, and one question I didn't ask her, but I meant to, was why Sweden? How did she get in with the guys there to start Versant?
Hi, Anna. I totally know who you are. So basically, Daniel, who's basically my other half and my writing partner in this band, he, when first things, quote, went down, we'll say, it was immediately him and I. It was just, there was no question, well, we're going to do something. And then Daniel's from Sweden, and everybody, it was just kind of like, okay, well, it just made most sense. Like, Sweden is such an incredible music scene, and so much great music has come from this country, and I love the culture. It just made sense to just get away from everything, and just come to somewhere that inspired me, and write music.
Yeah.
So that's why Sweden, and the rest of my band's from Sweden. So
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your call. Since we're getting so many calls, we have to limit one question per caller, but we really appreciate you calling in.
All right.
See you later. So, apparently we've got like 20 calls in the last 15 seconds. This is actually pretty amazing. We have never seen this before, Carah. We are breaking records. So.
woohoo!
But she talked about the members of the band. I want to ask you, how did you determine the members of the band? Were you a little picky about who you would let in the band? And can you tell us a little bit about the band members?
Well, we were actually super picky. We thought to ourselves, it was Daniel and I thought to ourselves, alright, so who's the best drummer in Sweden? And then we called him. And then we thought to ourselves, who's the best bass player we know? And we called him. And we really did just think, like, who is the best person, A, personality-wise, and B, talent-wise, that's going to go in this thing that we want to create. And we were pretty fortunate that everyone, that the gentlemen that we asked, like, they were all super excited about it, and they're all wonderful people, and some of the most talented musicians I've met. So, very excited.
Awesome, awesome. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
It's Lewis again. Hey, Carah, do you have any relationships with your band members?
Oh, getting dirty. Yeah, I do actually, with Daniel.
Oh, really? Wow. I knew it.
Yeah, he's my love. He's my other half and my strength. And my inspiration. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met musically, and